All right, this is the course introduction and overview for the course with the title of Sociological Methods and also Social Work Research. That may be a slightly different title than what you might have seen in your class schedule. The reason why I have that written down is that we have a combination of sociology undergraduate students and social work undergraduate students. And while the course is listed as a sociology course, we're actually going to be teaching two different students with different majors. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that, hey, you're at the right place if you're signed up with this course. If you're looking for a research methods course to fulfill your requirements for sociology or social work. This course is going to be a fully online course. That means we won't be meeting in classrooms or giving exams in classrooms or doing anything in classrooms. It's all going to be done fully online. Now, you see that in the course schedule that we have these meeting times of 11 to 12:15 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I want to stress right up front, this is very important, make sure that you get this right here, that we're not going to have, this course, generally speaking, is not going to be one where we get together on 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays and have like a live session, Zoom meeting with everybody, live session. I find that in this course, and that with an online format, really the easiest, best way to do this is I'm going to record my lectures and upload those so that you can listen to them and go over those at your convenience, whenever it's convenient for you. And that if there's ever questions, that those questions that we can answer those on the Thursday slot at 11 a.m., we could have a Zoom session meeting with totally voluntary for people who are confused about something or had questions about something. If you're clear on everything and you know what you're doing, then you wouldn't have to log into that Zoom meeting. It'd just be for people who have questions and need answers. Purely optional, not a required sort of thing. So I don't foresee that in this first week that we're going to have need to have a Zoom meeting, even for just optionally for people who want that choice, because that usually people, if they have questions in this class, it's usually about the assignments that we give in this class. And this first week, just because we're getting started, there won't be any of these regular sorts of assignments that we do. So I don't foresee a need in this first week for any Zoom meetings. Now, you may have individual questions. You may have questions that don't really apply to the whole class. We certainly can get together on a one-to-one basis whenever we're both free and have a Zoom meeting, schedule a Zoom meeting. If you have simpler questions, please email me and I can get you a quick answer right back to you. Email is the best way to contact me this semester. Normally, of course, we would have office hours in the office, but due to the pandemic and health concerns, we're going to try to avoid these in-person sorts of meetings. I think we should be able to handle all problems completely at a distance with this distance learning format. If there's any questions that apply to everybody, that somebody emails me about something like, wow, this is really something that everybody should know about, I will put up occasional video recordings where I address these specific questions and get everybody up to speed and make sure everybody's fine. This is a fairly straightforward course, so I don't think it'll be very complicated, and I don't think we'll have too many problems this way. But please do not hesitate to email me if you have questions. And that's what I'm here for. Is my job is to make sure that you're up to speed, you know what's going on, you know the rules, the policies, what's coming, and to help you get the best grade that you can get. So do not hesitate. And if we got to take it further than just an email, well, then we can go to a Zoom meeting, a call on the phone, whatever works. But again, just to repeat what I said before, I don't think it's going to be necessary to have a Zoom meeting at all this week, unless if things change, I'll let you know, and I'll always email a lot and let you know if things are coming up, that kind of stuff. But I don't foresee a need for a Zoom meeting. And if in future weeks we need some explanation, we need some clarification, the time that we would do that would be on a Thursday at 11. That slot there, 11, and just take as long as we need it to answer questions. Again, voluntary. Again, something you don't need to worry about too much unless you have questions. But just don't, even though the class schedule says meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's been changed. We're just doing this straight, kind of everything pre-recorded, and you just tune in, or you just watch and participate or get involved on your own time when it's convenient for you. I think that should be good for everybody. Now, the textbook that's required for this course is called Social Research Methods, 5th edition. The author is Alan Bryman. The publisher is Oxford University Press, and I've got the IBSN number if you want that to help you order and get the right textbook. The ISU bookstore, of course, has this textbook, but you can also get it online at other places if you prefer, trying to save money, that kind of thing. But it's a paperback, and there's been different editions, so it's important to get the 5th edition, just because if you get an older edition, you always there's a little bit of a chance that you might get tripped up on a test or something because you had old information instead of new information. So it's best to get this exact edition, this exact copy. Although I will say that I am in this course, I'm really motivated to help you weed through this. This textbook is really loaded with a lot of information, really too much, but I couldn't find a better textbook that covers what we need to cover. And it is very scholarly, very, Oxford University Press, it's very professional textbook, but I feel like an important job of mine is to help you sift through all of that material and get to the important stuff that you really need to learn and that you need to be prepared for on the quizzes given in this course. We'll talk about the quizzes here in a second. So just so you know what this course is about, the course objectives, anybody who's majoring in any kind of social science field, not just sociology or social work, but psychology and political science and other fields as well, they always have a required course where you need to learn how to do research and how to understand research and even how to be critical and skeptical and challenge research, that sort of thing. It's part of what we do because at the university we're very focused on studying things in a careful, systematic way. That's research. And so we teach you in this course what are the steps to properly put together a study and conduct a study and to be able to make sense out of your findings, the data that you've collected, how to make sense of that, interpret that correctly, all that kind of stuff. So everything with how to do research properly, that's what this course is about. Let me be honest and frank and say that I think for most students, this is not going to be a very exciting course, just to be honest. It's almost a little bit like a math course or something, in the sense that it's technical. I myself enjoy, if you folks don't know me, I'm a criminologist, and so I study crime and violence. That's what I tend to focus on. I find those things enormously interesting, just fascinating, and really easy to get into. So if I'm teaching a course on serial killers, for example, which I do, that's really easy for most students to get into that. But learning the proper steps to do a study correctly is, for most students, not super captivating. So I want you to have patience and realize that the nature of this course, the contents of this course, is going to be a little dry and technical for most of you. But I'm going to make it as painless as possible. One thing that I try really hard to do is to speak in very plain English, to avoid the jargon and the high level language, and bring it down to just a level that everybody can easily get. So that's important to me. So it's another important duty I feel I have, is to help you wade through this kind of heavy, dry, technical material in the best, simplest way possible. Okay. So that's probably enough on kind of what the course is about. Now, the specifics of what the assignments are and what you're going to be graded on. Every week, basically, there's going to be about one chapter that you need to read from the textbook, and we will skip some chapters because, again, the textbook is too long. It's got too much that for us to focus on everything. So I've selected the chapters that are most important, and you're expected to read, that's about one chapter a week. And when I do my video lectures, I will go through those chapters and try to help you try to point out and explain the most important things, the things that are most likely to end up on the quizzes, the things that I think you really need to understand to be able to learn what you need to learn from this course. So I'm going to record lectures with PowerPoint notes. I'm going to upload those to Moodle, and you can watch them whenever you want. During the week, you should watch them during the week when the chapter is assigned, and those video lectures are uploaded for a particular week. Watch them during that week. Go through the chapter carefully. When it comes to testing, it's very important for this course to learn key terms. Key terminology gets tested heavily in this class because there's a lot of jargon, there's a lot of terminology, and it's just basic stuff you need to know for this course. So really zero in on definitions, understanding what they're talking about, because that does get tested heavily. But I'll help you with the video recordings and the PowerPoint notes that go along with that as well. I will also add, to try, since this is so dry and technical, I try to add video clips and even video documentaries where they're relevant throughout this course. So maybe not every week I'll have video clips and documentaries, but a lot of weeks I'll have something, because so as to give you, to bring these ideas to life with video clips and documentaries, because the textbook is so dry and technical and all that sort of thing. So you want to watch, if there are videos that have been posted in Moodle, make sure and watch those too, because those will help you learn important concepts and to bring up important issues, especially when it comes to sort of like the right and wrong ethically of doing research. And I'm going to upload videos of people in the past who've done research in a bad way, in an unethical way, that mistreated people and violated people's rights. And so that will be an important theme that will come up in the videos in this semester, is sort of abuse in research, or even I suppose you could call it research deviance, which I study. I study crimes when people do bad things to each other, and sometimes that's happened in research. So that will be a theme that will come up in the video. So you're going to want to watch those as well, and you'll be tested on that material that's in videos. So don't skip that. An important way that you're going to be tested, or that you're going to get your points in this course, is going to be from quizzes. For online courses, I don't like to do exams, say like once a month. That's not often enough. I want to keep you folks engaged in the material, on task, keeping up on materials, because there's a temptation with online courses that you can sometimes forget about them for days and weeks, and then you hurry and get back to them, try to get caught up. Well, that's not a smart way to take an online course. You want to do whatever's assigned that week, you want to do it, and to make sure that you stay up to speed on things, I've got these quizzes that will be given every week, so you need to keep up on that material. The way it'll work, let's stick with this first week as an example. This first week, there's a chapter that's assigned for you to read, and there's going to be video lectures that go with that. You want to watch those video lectures, read that chapter, watch any videos that get posted, video clips, watch those. You want to do that all this week. You study that over the weekend, or just get it done this week, and then next week, Monday through Wednesday, is when the quiz is going to be available online to be taken. It's going to be 10, 15 questions, multiple choice, true, false kind of questions that are going to test you on the chapter from the previous week, the lectures from the previous week, any videos from the previous week. So those quizzes are always going to be the week after the stuff was assigned. and that's going to be consistent throughout the whole semester. The only time when we won't have quizzes, this first week we don't have a quiz because we're just getting rolling, and also like Thanksgiving break, we don't have a quiz that week. But otherwise, right up until the final week, you have quizzes every week, and those take the place of finals. There'll be no finals, there'll be no final exam, because it's all going to be these quizzes. If you want to, you can think of these quizzes as just being like mini exams, shorter exams, right, throughout the whole semester. Keep up on those. You don't want to miss those because every point's important. In addition to the quizzes, I am going to fairly often, not every week, but quite often give you an assignment where the assignments a lot of times are trying to give you experiences to learn little bits and pieces of how you do a research project. I'm not going to give you, the weekly assignments are not going to be huge, enormous tasks that are going to take you many, many hours to do. But I'm going to give you a small assignment, and when I give that assignment, let's say I'm not going to do one this week, but let's say that I do one next week, that whenever I make an assignment, I'll give you the instructions. I'll do a video clip, and that will give you instructions, written instructions as well. And then when I make that assignment, it will be due the following week, and the following week on Friday of the following week, during the day sometime, you're going to need to email me that assignment for it to be on time, and don't email it any later than that Friday, or I'll accept it, but I'll accept it as late and you lose some points. So that following Friday is always going to be when the deadline is for an assignment. If you want to turn it in earlier than that, fantastic, get it done, get it out of the way. But that's how the assignments are going to do, and they're just going to be little things, the little exercises to show you what it's like to do research, the bits in terms of like bits and pieces, not a whole research project, but just little bits and pieces of it. So that's important too for points. You don't want to skip on those. You don't want to blow those off, because especially if you're not the best test taker in the world, the assignments are really important to help you do well in this course. So keep up on those, and I'll try to always let you know well ahead of time when things are assigned and when they're due and all of that, so you're not rushed or surprised by things. I won't take the time now to talk about whether I curve or not. Yes, I do curve if necessary, but I won't get into. I don't want to spend time on that. Please look over the syllabus and the details of things that I skipped over on your own time. Trying to keep this video a little, not too long. And then also look at what I have to say about extra credit and also services for students. Look at those on your own time. Make sure that you cover that. I don't want there to be any surprises in this course for you about how things go. I want to lay everything out here in the beginning. But to save time, I'll let you handle a couple of these things on your own. Now, I do want to talk about where you get your points from, where you get your grades from. Well, this class is a fairly basic course where we're getting introduced into how to do research. And so because it's fairly basic, I focus, you get most of your points, 70% of your points comes from doing well on the quizzes. So you need to study hard and realize that this is a kind of test-heavy course, and that you've got to study those key terms, study those notes, study those video lectures, read through the chapters, focus a lot on the key terms so that you can do well on the quizzes, because that's where most of the course is. But the assignments are very important. 30% of your grade comes from assignments, and it's important to do well on those, especially if you're a little weak on taking tests. And so it's a simple, straightforward course. These courses can get very complicated if you want them to be. Research methods can be a complicated course, but my preference is, as I know when you're taking 4 or 5 courses during a semester, the simpler you can make a course, the easier it is for students to stay on target, stay up on things and not forget things and not get lost. So it's a pretty simple, straightforward course. And finally, what you can see on this syllabus is you see a course schedule which shows, okay, this first week we got chapter 2, and then the second week we got chapter 3, And then that second week is when you're going to take your first quiz. So it lays out when everything's coming and what the textbook readings are for that week and what the topic is for that particular reading. So as I said before, to get a sense of the workload and the pace of this course, it's about one chapter a week. And the chapters are pretty, this textbook's got too much stuff in there. It's heavy and longer than I would like to see. But I will help you sort through it and get to the important stuff. But it's basically one chapter per week, one quiz per week, and then some weeks, probably quite a few of the weeks, but I want to be a little bit flexible on this. I'll give these assignments, and so you'll have, not every week, but quite a few weeks you'll have an assignment. That I'll make the assignment, then you'll have more than a week to get it done and turned in, so that it's on time. And that's the same format all the way through to the end of the semester in December. So please, if you have any questions about what the course is going to be like, policies, rules, anything that's not clear, don't hesitate. Email me on that, and we'll see if we can get you a quick answer. But again, I've got the feeling that one area that might be a little bit unclear to you folks is this whole, the syllabus says we're supposed to have class on Tuesday and Thursday. Well, we're doing this fully online. Everything's going to be uploaded and recorded, and we will only have live sessions if there's a need, and strictly voluntary, because because I want to keep this as simple and not make it more time consuming than it has to be. So the Zoom meeting thing, if we do have one, it will just be Thursday at 11 o'clock, probably fairly short, just depending on how many questions people have, what they need help on, what I need to explain and go over, okay? So, and again, not something that will be mandatory or that you lose points if you don't, sign in and participate, that kind of thing. So purely optional. Okay, email me any questions you have, and if they apply to everybody, I'll put together a quick little video segment and upload that so the questions get answered. All right, well, I hope we have a fantastic semester. Welcome everybody to this course, and let me stress, as I said before, I'm here to help you get the best grade you can get within the rules. That's my job, so don't hesitate. I don't want the fact that this is fully online and this is a difficult semester. I don't want that to get in the way of you folks being able to do really well and get the kind of grades that you want out of this course. Of course, following the policies and the rules. So, talk to you soon. Have a great day.